Hey, it's Joe from EpicWinSquad.com. What I have in front of me right now is the Apple iPad. I just got this today, and I've had about 12 hours to research and test it, and it seems to be working pretty well. I'm very pleased with how it works. First off, the pricing, this one I think was $5.99, and then I also bought this case, which was $40. A lot for a case, but the case is actually very useful. The case can be folded backwards and clipped in like such, and used like this, so it stands up by itself to watch movies. And you can also use it like that and put it on your lap, and it will give it a good angle for typing. So now that that's out of the way, I have bought the 16 gigabyte Wi-Fi version. Do not have 3G, so I cannot review that. And it is very good. When you first start it up, you're greeted with this brilliant screen. Hold on. Greeted with this brilliant screen, and you can push this button, excuse me, and it'll go directly to your pictures. Or you can just slide to unlock, and then you have just a regular iPhone looking screen almost. But there's a few things that are different. First of all, at the bottom you have iBooks, which is a very new feature and very cool, which you can view books in modes like this and flip through pages. Hold on, I'm doing this backwards, so flip through pages like such. Very quick, very responsive. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Ooh, looks like a real book. Alright, so after you do that, you can go to the library, I guess. You can check out each of these books. Say you go to The Art of War. I think I just had that one open. I don't know why I closed it. You can view it in this way, portrait mode, which makes you able to read more on the page, obviously. Or you can go to landscape mode, which is my personal favorite because it feels more like you're using a book, and you can flip through pages like you're using a book. Now at the bottom there's a little scroll, which you can scroll to tell which page you want to go to. That's actually very handy. It just jumps right to the page. You got brightness on this, so you don't have to go in and out to control it. And then you got font size and search, and you can also just search for a book while you're inside of this book, so that's pretty handy. You can go to here and dictionary any word, and it'll pop right up. You don't even need to close the program. You can scroll through it. Pretty cool. So that's a very cool app. One thing that's important to note is that it's not e-ink on the screen, so your eyes may get tired after reading it for a while, but you know, I work with a computer a lot, so it doesn't really affect me. Probably will later on in life, but I don't really care. It can do full. Oh, sorry. Hold on, let me go back. So after reviewing the ebooks, or the iBooks, it's called, not ebooks. I'm sorry. I would say the ebooks are about 10 times better than the Amazon Kindle. They just look more vibrant, and they can use full pictures. Full color pictures. Let me go back in here, and we got Winnie the Pooh, came with it for free. So if you have kids, it has pictures there, looks pretty good. Looks like a Winnie the Pooh book, if you ask me. Then we can go to videos, and you can play full HD videos.
Oh yeah.
And they look pretty good, I would say. Not as good as you would expect them to look on this great screen, but maybe that's just because of the compression rates from my computer. Now we have the new Map app, which is not really new, but it works a lot better. Now you can use multi-touch to move it, so it feels like you really have the earth in the palm of your hand, I guess you could say. You can zoom in and out, like all other apps, like all other devices. And the scrolling rate is actually really fast. For the way it materializes and shows you what you want is actually very effective. It makes it a lot easier to see what you want to see. And it runs a lot faster, I would say, than any of the other devices so far. So that is a cool update, I guess you would say, compared to the other iPhones and iPod Touches. Now you have Safari, which is a good browser, works pretty well. Now, I personally didn't think that the iPad would be as good for browsing as a regular computer, and really it's not. It's not going to replace your computer for your browsing experience. It's just going to be something that you can use while you're on the couch or anything like that. And they also added a new scroll where if you scroll off the page, see how here is grayish, but it actually looks like brush metal. So that's actually more aesthetically pleasing than just seeing black or whatever used to show up before. I can't even remember. All apps work for the iPad. That works for the iPod Touch and iPhone. And the one problem is that if you expand the apps, such as Red Ball, like this, they do not look as good. So here it is in regular iPhone mode. Now iPhone mode, you can play it, you can do whatever you want. Let's go to level 2 here, let's go to level 1. Maybe I was hitting level 7, I'm sorry. I can't see what I'm hitting. What is this? Alright. Dang it. Okay, whatever. Red Ball doesn't seem to be working very well, so I take that back. Not all apps work perfectly on the iPad. But, say you go to Tower Defense, this is one that I've been playing. If you look at it, in this expanded mode, it looks pretty good, but it is very expanded, I guess you would say. Like, the expansion rate of the text is just awful. It doesn't look right. It looks like you just zoomed into it, and it really makes it look very, very buggy and, like, just not very clean cut, I guess you could say. It has a lot of like pixels like that seem to be askew, but I assume they're not because it's actually just because of the expansion of the sprites and that kind of thing. Alright, so now if we go back, we have we got some other apps, but basically all of them work for the iPad. And if you go through here, we got the iPod obviously plays music like any other thing.